The chamber is open and full of whispers.
Sirius Black stands in a London street. Debris everywhere. Rubble. Broken glass. Peter Pettigrew is 50 feet away. Fat, sweating, frightened. Sirius Peter shouts. His voice carries across the street. How could you? How could you betray James and Lily? Pedestrians gather. Muggles watching, whispering. Sirius doesn't speak. Just stares. His best friend is dead. James Potter, dead because of this rat. Peter's hand moves behind his back. Wand ready. Lily and James, Sirius, Peter screams. How could you? The crowd murmurs. They believe him. Peter's wand flicks. He's going to cast the blasting curse. Kill 12 Muggles, fake his death. Sirius sees it, years of dueling, Marauder reflexes. James is training. Protego. The shield charm erupts. Silver barrier between them. Peter's blasting curse hits the shield, rebounds, explodes harmlessly against a wall. Stupefy. Red light. Peter drops. Unconscious before he hits the ground. Silence. The Muggles stare. Sirius walks forward, picks up Peter's wand, snaps it. Ministry oars apparate. 6 of them, wands raised. Sirius Black, one shouts. You're under arrest. I didn't betray them, Sirius says quietly. He did. Peter Pettigrew, he's the secret keeper. He betrayed James and Lily to Voldemort. Lies. Give him Veritaserum, ask him. He'll confess. The Aurors hesitate. Look at unconscious Peter. At Sirius. At the undamaged street. Take them both, the lead Auror decides. We'll sort this at the Ministry. Peter Pettigrew sits in a chair. Magical restraints on his wrists. Barty Crouch Sr. stands across from him, head of magical law enforcement. Minister Millicent Bagnold beside him. Amelia Bones administers the Veritaserum. 3 drops. Peter's eyes glaze. The potion takes hold. State your name, Crouch commands. Peter Pettigrew. Did you betray James and Lily Potter to Lord Voldemort? Silence. Peter's mouth trembles. He fights the potion. But Veritaserum is absolute. Yes. The room explodes. Aurors shouting. Crouch's face goes white. You were their secret keeper? Yes. James and Lily switched from Sirius to me at the last moment. They thought I'd be safer. I told Voldemort where they were hiding. Why? I was afraid. The Dark Lord was winning. I wanted to be on the winning side. I wanted to survive. Crouch turns to the minister. Release Sirius Black immediately. Arrest Pettigrew for murder and treason. Peter starts crying. I'm sorry. I was scared. Take him to Azkaban, Crouch says coldly. Life sentence. Sirius walks out of the interrogation room. Free. Exonerated. But James is still dead. Lily is still dead. Albus Dumbledore waits in the atrium. Blue robes, half-moon spectacles, grave expression. Sirius. Headmaster. Where's Harry? Safe. With Hagrid? I was, preparing to place him with his aunt and uncle. The Dursleys. No. Sirius's voice is flat. Final. The blood protection. I don't care about blood protection. I'm his godfather. James made me Harry's guardian if anything happened. I'm taking him. Dumbledore is quiet. Studies Sirius. You've just been exonerated. You're grieving. Are you certain you can provide the stability a child needs? I'm certain James trusted me. That's enough. Alone? You'll raise him alone? Sirius hesitates. Remus will help. We'll do it together. Remus Lupin is a werewolf. The Ministry just tried to throw me in Azkaban without trial. I don't care what they think. Dumbledore considers. Then nods slowly. Very well. But there are conditions. You must live in hiding. Protected. I will be secret keeper. The location will be Fidelius Charmed. Harry's safety comes first. Agreed. And you will allow me to monitor Harry's progress. Ensure he's being raised properly. Fine. Where is he? Hagrid is bringing him now. Arthur Weasley hears the wards shatter. He's in the kitchen. Molly is upstairs putting Ron to bed. The other children are asleep. Molly, he shouts. Get the children, now! Explosions. The front door blasts inward. 3 figures in black robes. Death Eater masks, Yaxley, Rookwood, Mulciber. Blood traitors, Yaxley hisses. You fought for Dumbledore, you fought against the Dark Lord. Now you pay. Arthur draws his wand. Protego Maxima, the shield erupts. Barely holds. Molly runs downstairs, wand in hand. Ron crying in her arms. Arthur, the children, take them to the safe room, go, she runs. Arthur casts Stupefy, Expelliarmus, Incendio. 3 spells, fast, desperate. Rookwood blocks, Yaxley dodges, Mulciber counters. Crucio, the curse hits Arthur. He screams, falls. Molly hears, turns, sees her husband convulsing. Arthur, she sets Ron down, runs back. Bombarda, she screams. The curse blasts Mulciber backward. He crashes into a wall, but Yaxley is faster. Avada Kedavra, green light. Molly falls, dead. Arthur sees the Cruciatus curse still burning through him. No, he whispers. Molly, no. Yaxley turns to him. Avada Kedavra. Arthur Weasley dies. Upstairs, Ron cries. Alone in the hallway. 19 months old. Surrounded by silence. The Death Eaters disappear. Their mission complete. Order of the Phoenix members arrive. 10 minutes later. Too late. They find Arthur and Molly, dead. They find Ron, alive, crying, reaching for his mother's body. Dumbledore arrives, sees the carnage. The older children, he asks. Bill, Charlie, Percy, Fred George, Ginny, all at relatives' houses. Kingsley Shacklebolt reports. Thank Merlin. But Ron was here. He survived. Where will he go? The older children are too young to raise him. Bill is 11, Charlie is 9. They're being taken in by uncles and aunts. But Ron, Dumbledore is silent, thinking. Sirius Black, he says finally. He's raising Harry Potter with Remus Lupin. Both boys are orphans. Both lost their parents to Voldemort's war. Perhaps they should be raised together. 2 children, Sirius just agreed to 1. 2 children who will understand each other's loss. 2 boys who can be brothers. Dumbledore's eyes are sad. Let me speak with Sirius. Sirius Black holds Harry Potter. The baby is 15 months old. Messy black hair, green eyes, lightning bolt scar on his forehead. Remus Lupin sits across from him, pale, exhausted. The full moon was 2 nights ago. He looks like James, Remus says quietly. He has Lily's eyes. What are we doing, Sirius? We're 2 broken men, 1 a werewolf, 1 barely cleared of murder charges, and we're going to raise the boy who lived. We're going to raise Harry, James's son. Our godson, do you know how to change a nappy? No. Do you? No. They stare at each other, then laugh, broken, exhausted laughter. A knock at the door. Dumbledore enters, carrying another baby, red hair, blue eyes, crying. This is Ron Weasley, Dumbledore says. Arthur and Molly were killed 3 nights ago. Death Eater reprisal, he has nowhere to go. Sirius stares. You want us to raise 2 children? I want you to give this boy a family, just as you're giving Harry a family. We barely know what we're doing with 1. Then you'll learn with 2. Dumbledore sets Ron down in a conjured crib next to Harry's. These boys both lost everything to Voldemort. They both deserve love, family, brotherhood. Remus looks at Ron, at Harry, at Sirius. James would do it, Remus says quietly. If someone asked him to take in an orphan, he'd do it without hesitation. Sirius closes his eyes, sees James, his best friend, his brother. Fine, we'll take him. Dumbledore smiles. Good. I'll arrange the paperwork. The wards, the Fidelius charm. This house will be your fortress. I will be secret keeper. No one will find you unless I permit it. He walks to the door, pauses. Raise them well, Sirius. Remus. These boys will change the world. Make sure they're ready. He leaves. Sirius and Remus look at the 2 cribs. Harry reaches through the bars, grabs Ron's hand. Ron stops crying. They fall asleep like that. Connected. Brothers, Sirius whispers. We're raising brothers. The new Marauders, Remus adds. They don't sleep that night. Just watch the boys. Terrified. Determined. The cradle pact is sealed. The Black family manor transforms. Sirius uses the Black fortune, renovates, cleanses the house of dark artifacts. Creature, the house elf, protests. Master Sirius is disgracing the noble house of Black, raising blood traders and half-bloods. Creature, shut up or I'll give you clothes. Creature mutters but obeys. The nursery is on the 2nd floor. 2 cribs, enchanted mobile showing patronuses of different animals. Walls painted with scenes from Hogwarts. Remus builds a library, fills it with books. Children's books. Magic theory, defense texts. everything. The portrait of Sirius's mother, Walburga Black, screams from the wall, "Filth! Moodbloods! Blood traitors in my house!" Sirius blasts the portrait off the wall, permanently silences it. "This is my house now," he tells the empty wall, "and these boys are my family." Learning to walk, Harry toddles first. Ron follows 3 days later. They hold hands. Won't be separated. Bat time becomes a battle. They splash Sirius until he's soaked. "You're just like James," Sirius says to Harry, laughing despite the water dripping down his face. "And you're just like the twins," he tells Ron. "Chaos incarnate." Remus reads to them every night, the tale of the 3 brothers from Beetle the Bard. Harry falls asleep to stories of magic. Ron listens with wide eyes. Again, Ron demands when the story ends. "Tomorrow," Remus promises. First words. Harry, Padfoot, pointing at Sirius in dog form. Ron, Moony, pointing at Remus. They don't call them Dad, too young to understand what they lost. But Sirius and Remus don't need the title. The love is enough. Accidental magic manifests. Ron gets angry when Harry takes his toy broom. The toy explodes into splinters. Harry cries. His tears make the fragments float in midair, spinning slowly. "It's okay," Sirius says gently. "Reparo the broom. That's magic. You're both magical. It's normal." "Magic?" Harry asks. "Magic," Sirius confirms. "Like your dad, like Remus and me. You're going to do amazing things." Sirius tells them stories every night. Stories of James Potter, the Marauders, Hogwarts. "Your dad was the best wizard I ever knew," Sirius says to Harry. "Brave, brilliant, could transform into a stag." "A stag?" Harry's eyes are huge. "An animagus, a witch or wizard who can transform into an animal. Your dad's animagus form was a stag. Prongs, we called him." "Can you transform?" Ron asks. Sirius grins. Transforms into a large black dog. The boys shriek with delight, climb on him, pull his ears. Sirius transforms back. "I'm Padfoot. Your dad was Prongs. Remus is Moony because he's a werewolf. And Peter was Wormtail." "What's a werewolf?" Harry asks. Remus enters, heard his name. "A werewolf is someone who transforms into a wolf during the full moon," Remus explains gently. "It's a curse, but I've learned to control it." "Does it hurt?" Ron asks. "Yes, but your company makes it better." The boys hug him. 4 years old, no fear, just love. Sirius begins teaching them, not spellcasting, too young for wands, but theory. Awareness, strategy. "Every room you enter, you identify the exits," Sirius says. He's in the drawing room with them. "Harry, where are the exits?" Harry points. "Door, window, fireplace for Floo." "Good. Ron, also the portrait behind you. It connects to the hallway." Sirius raises his eyebrows. "How did you know that?" "I watched you use it yesterday." Sirius grins. "Brilliant. Always observe, always remember." Remus teaches them reading, not just children's books, magic theory. Hogwarts, a history, becomes their bedtime story. "The castle was founded over 1,000 years ago," Remus reads, "by 4 of the greatest witches and wizards of the age, Godric Gryffindor, Helga Hufflepuff, Rowena Ravenclaw, and Salazar Slytherin." "Which house was Dad in?" Harry asks. "Gryffindor, like Sirius and me." "I want to be in Gryffindor," Harry declares. "Me too," Ron adds. "They're inseparable. Finish each other's sentences. Share everything." Sirius and Remus watch them play. "They're like James and me," Sirius says quietly. "Better," Remus replies. "They have each other from the beginning. We found each other at Hogwarts. They'll never know what it's like to be alone." The first real spell, accidental, instinctive, powerful. They're in the library. A bookshelf begins to topple. Old, unstable, falling toward Ron. Harry doesn't think, just reacts. Stop. Magic explodes from him, wandless, raw. The bookshelf freezes midair. Suspended, Ron stares, Harry stares. Sirius runs in, sees the frozen bookshelf, sees Harry's outstretched hand. "Did you?" "I didn't mean to," Harry whispers. Sirius kneels. Eye level. "Harry, that was Arresto Momentum, a 6th-year spell you just cast it wandlessly at age 6. Is that bad?" "That's extraordinary." Sirius hugs him. "You saved Ron. You're brilliant." Later, after the boys are in bed, Sirius and Remus talk. "He's powerful," Remus says. "More powerful than James was at that age. He's the boy who lived. He survived the killing curse. His magic is different. Should we be worried?" "No, we train him. control, discipline. Make sure he uses this power for good. And Ron is just as important. He's Harry's anchor, his brother. Where Harry has raw power, Ron has something else. Haven't figured it out yet. Formal training begins. Sirius teaches dueling theory. No wands yet. But movement, strategy. Dueling is like dancing, Sirius says. You move, your opponent moves, you anticipate, you counter. You never stand still, he demonstrates, dodges imaginary spells, rolls. Comes up casting. Harry and Ron mimic him. Clumsy at first. But they learn fast. Good. Now together, Harry, you go left. Ron, you go right. Pincer movement. They execute. Perfectly synchronized. Sirius grins. That's the Marauder way. Pack tactics. Never fight alone. Remus teaches magical theory. Advanced. Way beyond their years. Tell me about transfiguration, Remus says. It's changing one thing into another thing, Harry answers. Correct. But why does it work, Ron thinks. Because magic can reshape matter? Close. Magic reshapes matter by understanding the essential nature of both objects. You must know what something is before you can change it into something else. That sounds hard, Harry says. It is. That's why you'll start learning now. So by the time you get to Hogwarts, you'll be years ahead. August, Harry and Ron turn 8. Sirius gives them a gift, a blank piece of parchment. What is it? Ron asks. Watch. Sirius draws his wand, taps the parchment. I solemnly swear that I am up to no good. Ink spreads across the page. Lines, names, rooms, the Marauders map. This shows Hogwarts, Sirius explains. Every hallway, every secret passage, every person inside the castle. Your dad made this. James Potter, Remus Lupin, Sirius Black, and Peter Pettigrew, the Marauders. Peter betrayed you, Harry says quietly. He did, but this map is still brilliant, and now it's yours. They study it for hours, memorizing passages, secret routes, hidden rooms. Why are you giving this to us? Ron asks. Because you're going to be the new Marauders, and Marauders need to know every inch of Hogwarts. We're the new Marauders? Harry's eyes shine. If you're willing. If you're ready to carry on the legacy. We're ready, they say together. Sirius smiles. Then you need Marauder names. Harry, your dad was Prongs. You'll be, let's see, what animal represents you? A stag, like Dad. Prongs Jr. then? What about me? Ron asks. Sirius studies him. Red hair, blue eyes, strategic mind. You're patient, you watch, you plan. I think. A lion, king of beasts. Tactical. Dangerous when threatened. Lionheart, Ron says. Perfect. Prongs Jr. and Lionheart. The new Marauders. That night they swear an oath. Sirius and Remus conduct the ritual. Place your hands together, Sirius instructs. Harry and Ron do. Palm to palm. Sirius uses a silver knife, tiny cut on each palm. Just enough for a drop of blood. Their blood mixes. Drops onto a phoenix feather, borrowed from Dumbledore's fox. Repeat after me, Sirius says. I am a Marauder. I am a Marauder, they echo. I swear to protect my brother. I swear to protect my brother. I swear to fight for what's right. I swear to fight for what's right. I swear to never stand alone. I swear to never stand alone. Golden light flares. The phoenix feather burns. Their blood glows. The oath is sealed. You are bound now, Remus says softly. Brothers in magic as well as choice. Your spells will resonate. Your magic will synchronize. You are stronger together than apart. Harry and Ron look at each other, feel something, a connection deeper than before. I can feel you, Harry whispers. Me too, Ron says. They grin. Animagus training begins. Theoretical only. Too young for the actual transformation. But Sirius teaches them the principles. Your animagus form reflects who you are, he explains. Your core nature, I'm a dog because I'm loyal, pack-oriented, protective. Your dad was a stag because he was noble, proud, and brave. How do we find our forms? Harry asks. Meditation, self-reflection, understanding yourself so deeply that the form reveals itself. They practice daily, sitting quietly, eyes closed, looking inward. Harry struggles, too active, too restless. Ron is better, patient, thoughtful. After 3 months, Ron has a vision. I saw something, he tells Sirius. A lion, golden mane, powerful. That's your form, Sirius says. Lionheart indeed. Harry is frustrated. I don't see anything. You will. When you're ready. 2 more months. Harry finally sees it. Not a stag like his father. A phoenix. Fire. Wings. Rebirth. A phoenix, Dumbledore says when Sirius tells him. How fitting. The boy who survived death. Reborn from the ashes. Can he actually transform into a phoenix, Remus asks. I've never heard of a phoenix in Imagus. Neither have I. But Harry Potter is exceptional. If anyone could achieve it, it would be him. Their Hogwarts letters arrive. 2 owls. 2 letters. Same day. Harry and Ron read together. We're going, Harry breathes. Finally, Ron adds, Sirius and Remus are proud. Emotional. You're ready, Sirius says. More than ready. You know magic that 7th years don't know. You've been training for 10 years. But remember, Remus adds, Hogwarts is about more than showing off. It's about learning, growing, making friends. We have each other, Ron says. That's enough. No, Sirius corrects gently. That's the start, but you'll need more. Allies, friends, people you trust. Like the Marauders, Harry realizes. Exactly. Your dad had me, Remus, and well, 3 good friends is better than 4 where one betrays you. They shop for supplies in Diagon Alley. Wands first. Ollivander's shop. Harry tries 12 wands before finding the right one. Holly and phoenix feather. 11 inches, nice and supple. The wand sparks. Gold light, curious, Ollivander murmurs. Very curious. Harry asks, the phoenix whose tail feather resides in your wand gave one other feather. Just one. That wand gave you that scar. Harry's hand goes to his forehead. The lightning bolt. Voldemort's wand. The wand chooses the wizard, Mr. Potter. Why it chose you? I think we must expect great things from you. Ron's wand is different. Ash and unicorn hair. 12 inches. Sturdy. A strategist's wand, Ollivander says, for a mind that plans ahead. Good for transfiguration and charms. You'll do well. They buy books, robes, cauldrons. Sirius spares no expense. The Black family fortune is vast. Ron's robes are new, perfectly fitted, not hand-me-downs. You're a marauder, Sirius tells him. You dress like one. That night, back at Grimmauld Place, they packed their trunks. Sirius gives them each a gift. For Harry, James Potter's invisibility cloak. Your dad would want you to have this. Use it wisely. Use it for good. And for pranks. Definitely for pranks. For Ron, a strategy book, advanced chess, magical tactics. You're the tactician, Sirius says. The one who plans. This will help you think 3 steps ahead. Remus gives them books, defensive magic, creature lore. Read these, know your enemies, know how to fight them. They're ready. 10 years of training, 10 years of love, 10 years of becoming brothers. Tomorrow, they go to Hogwarts. The new Marauders are coming. The crystal orb sits on a pedestal in the Black Library. Ancient, priceless, magical. The Black family air detector for centuries it tracked magical bloodlines. Glowed when powerful magical children came near Grimmauld Place. It hasn't glowed in decades. Sirius walks past it daily, ignores it. The Black family's obsession with blood purity sickens him. But today it glows, bright, brilliant, blinding. Sirius stops, stares. Remus, he shouts. Remus runs in, sees the orb. When did that start? Just now, it's detecting someone powerful. Where? Sirius focuses. The orb shows direction, distance, close, a few blocks away. Muggle London. Should we investigate? James would. Come on. They apparate, land in a Muggle neighborhood. The orb's pull leads them to a public library. Inside they find her. A little girl, 6 years old. Bushy brown hair. Brown eyes. Sitting at a table surrounded by floating books. She's crying, trying to make them stop. Please stop, she whispers. Please. I don't understand. Why won't you stop? Sirius and Remus approach carefully. It's all right, Remus says gently. Professional voice. Teacher voice. You're not in trouble, the girl looks up. Terrified. The books, they won't stop floating. I didn't mean to. I just wanted to read them all at once and then they just flew. You're a witch, Sirius says simply. That's magic. You made them float. Magic isn't real. It is, and you just proved it. Remus waves his wand. The books settle gently on the table. What's your name? He asks. Hermione Granger. I'm Remus Lupin. This is Sirius Black. We're wizards, and you're a witch. A very powerful one. I'm not powerful, I'm weird. The other kids at school say I'm weird. You're not weird, Sirius says. You're extraordinary. Sirius and Remus knock on a suburban door. A man answers. Tall, glasses, kind face. Can I help you, Mr. Granger? My name is Remus Lupin. This is Sirius Black. We'd like to speak with you about your daughter, Hermione. Is she in trouble? No. Quite the opposite. May we come inside? Hermione's parents sit nervously. Mr. and Mrs. Granger, dentists, logical, pragmatic. Hermione sits between them. Your daughter is a witch, Sirius begins. In the magical world, this is extraordinary. She'll receive a letter when she turns 11, inviting her to Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry. Magic, Mrs. Granger says faintly. Real magic? Real magic, Remus demonstrates. Levitates a teacup, transfigures it into a bird. The bird flies, transforms back into a cup. Mrs. Granger catches her. This is real, Mr. Granger whispers. This is actually real. It is, Remus confirms. And Hermione is exceptionally gifted. We detected her magical signature from blocks away. That's unusual. She's powerful. What do we do? Mr. Granger asks. Normally, you'd wait until she's 11. Then she'd go to Hogwarts. But we run a private academy. We mentor magically gifted children before Hogwarts. We have 2 boys currently, Harry Potter and Ron Weasley. Harry Potter? Mrs. Granger has recovered. I've read that name in the magical newspapers you showed us. The boy who lived. Yes, we're his guardians. We'd like to mentor Hermione as well. Weekend visits. Summers. Teach her magic. Give her a foundation. The Grangers look at each other. At Hermione. What do you think, sweetheart? Mrs. Granger asks. Hermione's eyes are shining. There are books about magic, real magic books. Thousands, Sirius says. An entire library, you can read them all. I want to go, the Grangers discuss, privately, for 20 minutes. Finally, they agree. Weekends. Supervised. We want monthly reports on her progress. Done, Sirius says. Hermione steps through the flue. Emerald flames, spinning. Dizzying, she stumbles out into the Black Manor. Stairs. The entrance hall is magnificent. Grand, magical portraits on the walls. A house elf cleaning. Welcome to Grimmauld Place, Sirius says. 2 boys appear, 6 years old, identical ages to Hermione. One with messy black hair and green eyes. The other with red hair and blue eyes. Hermione, this is Harry Potter and Ron Weasley. Boys, this is Hermione Granger. She's a witch, very powerful. She'll be studying with you on weekends. Harry and Ron stare. A girl? Ron says. Girls can do magic too, Hermione says sharply. I know that, I just meant we don't know any girl wizards except for adults. Well, now you know me. Sirius grins. She's got fire. Hermione, would you like to see the library? You have a library, the Black Family Library. Thousands of books, centuries old. Hermione's eyes go wide. Can I see it? Please? Sirius leads her up the stairs. Harry and Ron follow. The library is 3 stories tall, books floor to ceiling, magical, ancient. Priceless, Hermione gasps. Are these all real magic books? Every one. She runs to the shelves, starts pulling books, reading titles. The Standard Book of Spells, Grade 1, A History of Magic, Magical Theory, Defensive Magical Theory, The Dark Forces, A Guide to Self-Protection. She grabs a stack, sits down, starts reading immediately. Harry and Ron watch. Is she going to read all of those? Ron asks. Probably, Sirius says. Harry approaches. Do you know what a Patronus is? Hermione looks up. A Patronus? No. Should I? It's a protective charm. Really advanced. We're learning about it. Where? Harry points to a book on the shelf. Hermione grabs it. Starts reading. Flips pages rapidly. This is fascinating. The Patronus charm is powered by happy memories. The incantation is Expecto Patronum. It's corporeal when you're skilled enough, taking the shape of an animal that represents you. And it's the only defense against Dementors. Ron blinks. You just read that entire section in 30 seconds? Speed reading? I taught myself when I was 5. You're brilliant, Ron says. Hermione blushes. Thank you, Harry grins. She'll fit right in. Every weekend, Hermione visits. Every summer, she stays for weeks. The Grangers approve. Their daughter is thriving. She integrates into the family. Age 6 to 7, Hermione learns alongside Harry and Ron. Sirius teaches them all together. Dueling is about awareness, Sirius says. Hermione, where are the exits? She points. Door, window, flue, and the portrait passage behind Ron. Excellent. Never enter a room without knowing how to leave. Remus teaches magical theory. Hermione devours it. Tell me the principle of transfiguration, Remus asks. You must understand the essential nature of both the original object and the target form, Hermione recites. Molecular structure, magical signature, and intended function all matter. Perfect. Now why can't you transfigure food? Gamp's law of elemental transfiguration, 5 principal exceptions. Food is one of them. Ron whistles. Show off. I'm not showing off, I'm answering the question. But she grins. She likes impressing them. Age 8. The library becomes her second home. She reads everything, helps Harry and Ron study for Remus's tests. Ron, you got this question wrong, she says, reviewing his essay. The stunning spell is stupefy, not stupefy. It's one letter that matters. Spells require precision. You sound like Remus. Good. Remus is brilliant. Harry laughs. She's going to be top of our year at Hogwarts. Obviously, Hermione says. Age 9, she researches animagus transformation, finds ritual notes in the Black family library. I found the instructions, she tells Sirius. For becoming an animagus, it takes years. You hold a mandrake leaf in your mouth for a month, then brew a potion during an electrical storm, then... You're 9, Sirius interrupts. You're not becoming an animagus yet. I know, but Harry and Ron are learning the theory. I want to help. What form do you think you'd take? She considers. Something clever, something that can learn. Maybe an otter? An otter, they're intelligent. They use tools, they're playful but resourceful. Sirius smiles. Perfect. Age 10, the bond deepens. She's part of the family now. Sirius calls her the secret sister. Harry and Ron call her Hermione or Myone when they're teasing. She calls them Harry and Ron, and occasionally idiots when they're being reckless. October. A month before Hermione's 10th birthday, Sirius gathers them in the library. I want to perform a ritual, he says. A magical kinship oath. It won't make Hermione officially adopted. Your parents are alive, Hermione, and they love you. But it will create a magical bond, make you family in the eyes of magic itself. What does that mean? Hermione asks. It means your magic will recognize Harry and Ron as your brothers. And vice versa. You'll be able to sense each other, cast together more effectively. You'll be bound. Like the oath Harry and Ron took? She asks. Exactly like that, but this one includes you. I want to, Hermione says immediately. Harry and Ron nod. Then we begin. Sirius draws a circle on the floor. Runes. Ancient symbols. He places 3 drops of phoenix tears in the center. Harry, Ron, Hermione. Stand in the circle, hold hands. They do. Harry on one side, Ron on the other, Hermione between them. Sirius uses the silver knife. Tiny cuts, one on each palm. Their blood drips onto the phoenix tears. Repeat after me, Sirius says. We are not bound by blood. We are not bound by blood. But by choice. But by choice, we are marauders. We are marauders. We are family. We are family. Golden light erupts, blindingly bright. A silver thread appears, connecting their joined hands. The thread glows, solidifies, then sinks into their skin. They feel it, the connection, deeper than friendship, stronger than loyalty, family. It's done, Sirius says quietly. You're bound now, brothers and sister, in magic and in truth. Hermione cries, happy tears. Harry and Ron hug her. Welcome to the family, my own, Harry says. Officially, Ron adds. She laughs through her tears. I've been part of this family for 4 years. Now the magic knows it too. Remus watches from the doorway, smiling. James and Lily would have loved her, he tells Sirius. I know. She's their daughter now too. The trio sits in the Black Library, 3 Hogwarts letters in front of them. Harry James Potter, Ron Bilious Weasley, Hermione Jean Granger, all accepted to Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry. We're going, Hermione says. Together. Together, Harry agrees. We're going to dominate that school, Ron says confidently. They won't know what hit them, Harry adds. 3 Marauders, Hermione says, trained by the best. ready for anything. They grin at each other. Sirius and Remus watch from the doorway. Are they ready? Remus asks quietly. They're more than ready, Sirius replies. They're going to be legendary. Like the original Marauders? Better. Because they have something we didn't. They have each other from the start. Complete trust. No betrayal waiting in the shadows. Do you think we did it right, raising them? I think James would be proud. Lily too. We gave them love, family, training. Everything we could, then let's hope it's enough. The boys and Hermione look up, see their guardians. Ready for an adventure? Sirius asks. Always, the trio says together. The new Marauders are coming to Hogwarts, and nothing will ever be the same. King's Cross Station buzzes with activity. Muggles rush past, oblivious to the magical families congregating near the barrier between platforms 9 and 10. Sirius Black stands at the barrier. Expensive robes, black family crest embroidered in silver, hair long but clean. Aristocratic bearing. Beside him, Remus Lupin, dignified professor's robes, shabby but respectable. Between them, 3 children, 10 and 11 years old, Harry Potter. Black family heir robes with the Potter crest stitched over the heart. Messy black hair, green eyes bright with excitement. Lightning bolt scar visible, Ron Weasley. New robes, perfectly fitted Weasley red and gold colors. Not hand-me-downs. He stands tall, confident. Hermione Granger, practical but elegant robes from Madame Malkin's finest section, bushy brown hair contained by clips. Already clutching Hogwarts a history, they attract stares. Is that Sirius Black? A witch whispers. I thought he went to Azkaban. He was exonerated, her companion hisses back. Didn't you read the prophet? Peter Pettigrew was the traitor, and that's Harry Potter, the boy who lived. With a Weasley? Not just any Weasley. That's Ron, Arthur and Molly's youngest. The one who survived the Death Eater attack. Why is he dressed like a pure-blood heir? Black's raising him, along with Potter. The whispers spread. A family approaches, red hair. Lots of children. Bill Weasley, 21 years old now, works for Gringotts, leads his younger siblings. Ron, Bill calls. Ron turns. Grins. Bill. They hug, brief. Masculine, but genuine. Charlie Weasley is there too. 19. Works with dragons in Romania. Home for the occasion. Look at you, Charlie says. All grown up. Heading to Hogwarts. Finally, Ron says. The twins appear. Fred and George. 13. Third years. Little brother, Fred says. Not so little anymore, George adds. Sirius Black raising you, Fred continues. Teaching you the family business, George finishes. What family business? Ron asks innocently. Mischief, mayhem, marauding. Ron grins. No idea what you're talking about, the twins laugh. Percy Weasley stands apart. 15. Fifth year, prefect badge gleaming. Ron, good to see you. I trust you'll uphold the Weasley name at Hogwarts. Study hard, follow the rules. Sure, Percy, Ron says. Lying. Harry watches the Weasley reunion. Hermione beside him. He has a big family, Hermione observes. He has us too, Harry says. True. A new family approaches. Lucius Malfoy, platinum blonde hair, expensive robes, snake-headed cane. Beside him, Draco Malfoy, 11 years old, identical platinum hair, sneering expression. Potter, Draco says, loud, deliberately. Harry turns. Malfoy, I heard you were raised by blood traders and half-breeds. A werewolf guardian. How unfortunate. Silence. The platform goes quiet. Sirius steps forward, doesn't raise his voice, doesn't need to. Lucius, still hiding behind your son, I see. Some things never change. Lucius's face tightens. Sirius Black, I heard you were cleared. Pity. Azkaban was such a fitting place for you, and yet I'm free, while your friends rot in cells. Funny how that works. The air crackles, magic builds. Remus intervenes. Gentlemen, there are children present. Perhaps we save the posturing for another time. Lucius sneers, looks at Harry, Ron, and Hermione. 3 mudbloods and blood traders together. How quaint. 2 of us are purebloods, Ron says calmly. I'm a Weasley. Harry's a Potter, but I'd rather be raised by good people than by bigots. Draco's face flushes. My father is a Death Eater who bought his way out of Azkaban, Harry finishes. We know. Lucius raises his wand slightly. Sirius's wand is out faster, pointed at Lucius's throat. Go ahead, Sirius says softly. Try it, in front of all these witnesses. See what happens. Lucius lowers his wand. Come, Draco. We have better company to keep. They leave. The platform relaxes. Bill claps Ron on the shoulder. Well done, didn't back down. Sirius taught me, never show fear to bullies. The trio boards the train. They find a compartment already marked. A piece of parchment on the door. Marauders 2. Sirius's work. Inside, they settle. Trunks stored. Owls secured. The train whistle blows. Parents wave. Sirius and Remus stand on the platform, watching. They'll be fine, Remus says. I know, but I'm still worried. You're supposed to be. You're their father. Guardian. Father, Remus corrects. In every way that matters. The train pulls away. Harry leans out the window. Waves. Sirius waves back. The compartment door slides open. A round-faced boy peers in. Anxious. Sorry, have you seen a toad? I've lost mine. His name is Trevor. No, Hermione says kindly, but we can help you look. Really? Of course. I'm Hermione Granger. This is Harry Potter and Ron Weasley. The boy's eyes widen. Harry Potter? The Harry Potter? Just Harry, Harry says. And you are? Neville Longbottom. Longbottom? Ron sits up. Your parents were Frank and Alice Longbottom. Aurors. They fought in the war. You know about them, Sirius told us. Your parents were heroes. They were tortured by Bellatrix Lestrange. Didn't break. Didn't betray anyone. Neville's eyes water. They're in St. Mungo's. They don't recognize me anymore. I'm sorry, Harry says quietly. My parents died in the war too. Ron's parents died. We understand. Neville nods. Wipes his eyes. Thanks. Sit with us, Hermione offers. We'll help you find Trevor after the train ride. Okay. Neville sits. Grateful. Ron pulls out a small piece of parchment, taps it with his wand. I solemnly swear that I am up to no good. Ink spreads. The Marauders' map, modified version. Shows only their train car. What is that? Neville asks. Training version of the Marauders' map, Ron explains. Shows life signatures in our immediate area. Let's see, there. A small life form. Under the seat 2 compartments down. That's Trevor, Neville gasps. They retrieve the toad. Neville is ecstatic. How did you do that? He asks. Magic, Harry says, grinning. The great hall is magnificent. Floating candles, enchanted ceiling showing the night sky. 4 long house tables. The first years enter, awed, nervous. Hermione walks with confidence. Harry and Ron flank her. They've been here before. Sirius snuck them in during summers. They know the castle. Professor McGonagall stands at the front, stern. Precise, the Sorting Hat sits on a stool. It sings a new song every year. This year's song mentions courage, wit, loyalty, and ambition. The 4 houses. The 4 virtues. The sorting begins. Abbott, Hannah, Hufflepuff. Names are called. Students sorted. Granger, Hermione. Hermione walks to the stool, sits. McGonagall places the hat on her head. Inside Hermione's mind, a voice speaks. Hat, brilliant, very brilliant. You've read more books than most 7th years. Ravenclaw would treasure you, Hermione. Thinking. But you have something rarer than intelligence. Loyalty. To Harry Potter, to Ron Weasley. You'd die for them, wouldn't you? Hermione. Yes. Hat. Then there's only one place for you. Gryffindor. The Gryffindor table erupts, cheering. Hermione walks to the table, sits near Fred and George. Brilliant choice, Fred says. Welcome to the family, George adds. Longbottom, Neville. The hat barely touches his head. Gryffindor. Neville stumbles to the table, sits near Hermione, relieved. More names. Malfoy, Draco. The hat doesn't hesitate. Slytherin. Draco smirks, joins the Slytherin table. Potter, Harry. The hall goes silent. Every eye turns. The boy who lived. Harry walks to the stool, sits. The hat settles on his head. Hat. Harry Potter. I've been waiting for you. Difficult. Very difficult. You have power. Ambition. Slytherin could make you great. Harry. No. Not Slytherin. Hat. Why not? Harry. Because I'm a Marauder. My father was Gryffindor. Sirius was Gryffindor. I belong there. Hat. Loyalty to your family. Courage to choose your path. Very well. Gryffindor. The hall explodes. Gryffindor cheers. Stamps feet, roars. Harry Potter is theirs. Harry walks to the table, sits between Hermione and Neville. Weasley Ron approaches, confident. The hat settles. Hat, another Weasley. But you're different, raised by Sirius Black. Trained as a warrior, strategist. Leader, you could be great in Slytherin. Ron, I could, but I choose Gryffindor. Hat, choice, the most powerful magic of all. Gryffindor. The table erupts again, all three, the Marauders too, all in Gryffindor. Fred and George stand. Applaud. All three, Fred shouts. This year is going to be legendary, George adds. Dumbledore stands for his speech. Welcome to Hogwarts. Before we begin the feast, I have a few announcements. The Forbidden Forest is forbidden to all students. The third-floor corridor is off-limits to anyone who does not wish to die a painful death. He pauses. His eyes twinkle as he looks at Harry, Ron, and Hermione. And to our newest Gryffindors, I say, welcome home. May you find courage, friendship, and wisdom within these walls. The feast appears. Food materializes on golden plates. The trio eats, talks, laughs. We did it, Hermione says. We're here. Together, Harry adds. Just like we planned, Ron finishes. They grin at each other. The common room is warm, fire crackling red and gold banners. Fred and George approach the trio. Little brother, Fred says. We need to talk. About what? Ron asks innocently. Don't play dumb, George says. We know Sirius Black raised you. He raised all three of us, Hermione corrects. And we know about the map, Fred continues. Harry, Ron, and Hermione exchange glances. What map? Harry asks. Fred grins. Don't insult us. The Marauders map, we've been searching for it for 2 years. Found it in Filch's office, but it's blank. We can't make it work. Sounds like you need the password, Ron says. Do you know it? Maybe. Tell us. What's in it for us? Harry asks. George laughs. You're negotiating? You're first years. We're Marauders, Hermione says. Negotiations are our specialty. Fred and George look at each other, impressed. Fine, Fred says. We'll teach you every secret passage in this castle. Every hidden room, every trick we know. Deal, Ron says. He pulls out the original Marauders map, the real one, Sirius's. Fred and George's jaws drop. Is that? George whispers. The original, Harry confirms. Made by James Potter, Sirius Black, Remus Lupin, and Peter Pettigrew. Our guardians gave it to us. You have the original map, Fred says faintly. We do. And if you can prank Filch by Halloween using the knowledge we share, we'll teach you the password. Challenge accepted, George says immediately. They shake on it. The first weeks pass quickly. Charms with Professor Flitwick. Today we practice Wingardium Leviosa, Flitwick squeaks. The levitation charm. Swish and flick. Students struggle. Feathers barely twitch. Harry and Ron cast together. Synchronized, their wands move in perfect harmony. Wingardium Leviosa. Both feathers rise, high, controlled. They orbit each other in midair. Flitwick gasps. Extraordinary synchronized casting. 10 points to Gryffindor. Each, Hermione casts alone. Her feather rises smoothly. Perfect control. Excellent, Miss Granger. Another 10 points. Seamus Finnegan's feather explodes. Transfiguration with Professor McGonagall. Transfiguration is dangerous magic, McGonagall warns. One mistake can be disastrous. Today you will turn a match into a needle. She demonstrates. The match becomes a perfect silver needle. Begin. Hermione succeeds on the third try. Her match becomes a needle. Sharp. Precise. McGonagall nods approval. Harry takes longer. 6th try. But his needle is perfect. Ron struggles. His strategic mind overthinks it. 10th try before success. Well done, all three of you, McGonagall says. But Mr. Weasley, stop calculating. Trust your instincts. Yes, Professor. Potions with Professor Snape. The dungeon classroom is cold. Dark. Snape sweeps in like a bat. There will be no foolish wand-waving or silly incantations in this class. I don't expect many of you to appreciate the subtle science and exact art that is potion-making. His eyes scan the room. Land on Harry. Ah, yes. Harry Potter, our new celebrity. The class shifts uncomfortably. Tell me, Potter, what would I get if I added powdered root of asphodel to an infusion of wormwood? Hermione's hand shoots up. Snape ignores it. Harry doesn't hesitate. The draught of living death, sir. a powerful sleeping potion. Snape's expression doesn't change. Where would you look if I asked you to find me a bazaar? The stomach of a goat, Professor. It's an antidote to most poisons. And the difference between monkshood and wolfsbane? They're the same plant, sir. Also known as aconite. Silence. Snape looks disappointed. He was hoping to humiliate Harry. It seems fame isn't everything. Sit down. Throughout the lesson, Snape watches the trio. They brew a simple boil cure potion perfectly. All three, Neville working alone, melts his cauldron. Longbottom, idiot boy, did you add the porcupine quills before removing the cauldron from the fire? I forgot. 5 points from Gryffindor. Clean this mess up. After class, Harry approaches Snape's desk. Professor, I wanted to say thank you. Snape looks up, suspicious. For what? Remus told me, you've been watching out for me, making sure I'm safe, even though you and my father didn't get along. Snape's expression hardens. Your father was an arrogant bully. I know. Sirius told me, but my mother was kind, and you loved her. Snape goes very still. I'm not my father, Harry says quietly. I don't want to be enemies. Can we start over? Long silence. Finally, Snape speaks. You are not James Potter. You've made that clear. Very well, we start over. But I expect perfection in my classroom. Understood? It's not friendship, but it's a truce. The Halloween feast is magnificent. Live bats, floating pumpkins, tables laden with food. The trio sits together, eating. Talking, Professor Quirrell bursts through the doors. Troll in the dungeons. Thought you ought to know. He faints. Panic erupts. Students screaming. Dumbledore fires sparks from his wand. Silence. Prefects lead your houses back to dormitories. Teachers follow me. The students move. Chaos. Pushing. Ron grabs the Marauders map. Checks it. There's a troll, but it's not in the dungeons. It's heading toward the first floor girls' bathroom. Who's there? Hermione asks. Parvati Patil and Lavender Brown. They must have missed the announcement. We have to warn them, Harry says. They slip away from the crowd, run toward the bathroom, arrive as the troll smashes through the door. 12 feet tall, club dragging on the ground. Stench of rot. Parvati and Lavender scream. Formation Delta, Ron shouts. They execute instantly. Harry goes left, Hermione goes right. Ron takes center. Lumos Solem. Harry casts. Blinding light hits the troll's eyes. It roars, swings blindly. Wingardium Leviosa. Hermione levitates debris, throws it at the troll's legs. It stumbles. Now, Ron casts. Stupefy. The stunning spell hits the troll's chest. It sways, falls, crashes to the floor. Unconscious, Parvati and Lavender stare. You saved us, Parvati whispers. Are you okay? Hermione asks. Yes, thank you. Professors arrive. McGonagall, Snape, Quirrell. McGonagall's face is furious. What were you three thinking? You could have been killed. Parvati and Lavender were in danger, Harry explains. We had to help. That was extraordinarily foolish and extraordinarily brave, Dumbledore says. He's appeared behind them, eyes twinkling. 5 points will be taken from each of you for breaking the rules. However, 50 points will be awarded to each for exceptional courage and teamwork. McGonagall sputters. Albus. They defeated a mountain troll, Minerva, at age 11. Using coordinated tactics, that deserves recognition. Snape looks at Harry, at Ron, at Hermione, Potter. How did you know the troll was here? Harry hesitates. We saw it while running to the dormitory. Unlikely. But Snape doesn't press further. Later in the Gryffindor common room, Parvati and Lavender hug the trio. You saved our lives, Lavender says. We're friends now, Parvati adds. Officially. The trio grins. The troll incident bothers them. Why was there a troll in Hogwarts? Hermione asks. They're in the library, researching. Trolls don't just wander in, Ron says. The wards should prevent that. So someone let it in, Harry concludes. But who and why? Hermione finds a book. Trolls are sometimes used as distractions. Create chaos in one area while the real goal is somewhere else. The third-floor corridor, Ron realizes. Dumbledore said it was off-limits. What if someone wanted to get in there while everyone was distracted? Harry pulls out the Marauders map, checks the castle during Halloween. Look, Professor Quirrell's name. He was near the third floor during the feast, before he fainted. You think Quirrell let the troll in? Hermione asks. Maybe. We should investigate. Over the next weeks, they watch Quirrell. The map shows him going to the 3rd floor, repeatedly. Midnight. He's after something, Ron says. They sneak to the 3rd floor one night. Under Harry's invisibility cloak, find a locked door, behind it, growling. What is that? Hermione whispers. Harry peers through the keyhole, sees 3 heads. Dog, massive. Fluffy, he breathes. Hagrid's 3-headed dog. What's a 3-headed dog guarding? Ron asks. Something valuable. They research. Hermione finds it. Nicholas Flamel. He's an alchemist. Creator of the Philosopher's Stone. What's that? Harry asks. It transforms any metal into gold and produces the elixir of life, makes you immortal. That's what Quirrell is after, Ron says. Immortality. We need to tell someone, Hermione insists. Who? Dumbledore. He already knows. That's why Fluffy is there. He's protecting the stone. Then why is Quirrell still teaching here? Harry asks. Good question. They decide to investigate more, carefully. Harry notices something. Snape follows Quirrell, often. He's investigating too, Harry tells Ron and Hermione. Snape? He hates you, Ron says. No, he hated my father, but he's protecting me. Remus said so. Harry decides to confront Snape, finds him in his office, after hours. Professor Snape, I know you're investigating Quirrell. Snape looks up, irritated. Potter, what are you doing here? We're investigating him too. The troll, the 3rd floor, the Philosopher's Stone. Snape goes very still. How do you know about the stone? Research. We figured it out. You should not be involved in this. We already are. We can work together. Or get in each other's way. Snape studies him, this boy who looks like James but acts like Lily. Fine, but you follow my instructions exactly. No heroics. We're not stupid, Professor. We just want to stop whatever's happening. Quirrell is possessed by a dark spirit, possibly Voldemort. The trio goes pale. Voldemort is back. Hermione whispers. Not fully, but enough to be dangerous. He wants the stone to regain his body. Then we stop him, Harry says. We will, but carefully, strategically. Over December, they plan together. Snape provides information. Quirrell's movements, his weaknesses. The trio provides observations, things they notice that adults miss. It's an uneasy alliance, but it works. Finals week, students stressed, studying, but Quirrell makes his move. Ron checks the map. He's going through the 3rd floor door. Now, we have to stop him, Harry says. We tell Snape. Hermione insists. They find Snape, alert him. Stay here, Snape commands. No, Harry says. We're coming. Potter, you need backup. We're trained. We can help. Snape wants to argue, but there's no time. Fine, but stay behind me. They descend through the trapdoor. Past Fluffy, already asleep, music playing. Through the devil's snare, Hermione knows the solution, light and heat. Past the flying keys, Harry's seeker instincts catches it in seconds. Through the giant chess set, Ron stops. This is mine. The chess pieces are massive, life-sized, dangerous. I'll play, Ron says. You 3 continue. Ron, Hermione starts. Trust me, I can win. Ron plays. Brilliant, strategic, sacrifices pieces, creates openings. Forces the enemy king into checkmate in 7 moves. That's the Weasley boy, Snape mutters. Incredible, they continue. Past the potions riddle, Hermione solves it in 30 seconds. To the final chamber, the mirror of Verizon stands in the center. Quirrell is there. Staring into it, frustrated, I see myself presenting the stone to my master. But I cannot take it, because you're a thief, Snape says. Stepping into the room, Quirrell spins. Severus Snape. I should have known. His voice changes. High, cold, terrible. Severus, my faithful servant, or were you? I was never your faithful servant, Voldemort. I was Dumbledore's spy. Quirrell's face contorts. A second voice emerges from the back of his head. Then you will die. The duel begins. Quirrell casts dark curses. Fast. Brutal. Snape blocks. Counters, matches him spell for spell. But Quirrell is possessed. Enhanced. Powerful. Formation Delta, Ron shouts. The trio executes. Hermione creates a mirrored shield, reflects curses back. Harry blinds Quirrell with Lumos Solum. Ron levitates debris, throws it at Quirrell's legs. Quirrell staggers, Snape takes advantage, casts a severing charm. Quirrell's wand flies from his hand, but Voldemort screams through him. "You think this is over?" Quirrell lunges at Harry, tries to grab him. Harry remembers his mother's protection. He grabs Quirrell's face, bare hands. Quirrell screams. His skin burns, blisters. "What is this?" "Love," Harry says. "My mother's love. You can't touch me." Quirrell collapses. Voldemort's spirit tears free, screaming, fleeing through the walls. Silence. Snape is breathing hard, injured, bleeding from a curse. "Is he gone?" Hermione asks. "For now," Snape says. Dumbledore arrives, calm, unsurprised. "Well done, all of you." "You knew we'd come," Harry accuses. "I suspected. You are very much like your father, Harry, brave to the point of recklessness. But you had something he didn't always have. Restraint. You alerted Professor Snape. You worked together. That saved your lives." "The stone," Ron asks, "will be destroyed. Nicholas has agreed. Voldemort must never have it. Will he come back?" Hermione asks. "Yes, but not today. And when he does, you'll be ready. All of you." The Great Hall is decorated in Gryffindor red and gold. House Cup results announced. Slytherin had been winning. But Dumbledore has points to award to Harry Potter, Ron Weasley, and Hermione Granger for facing an adult dark wizard and surviving through teamwork, strategy, and courage. 200 points. To Gryffindor, the hall erupts. Gryffindor wins the House Cup. Students cheer, celebrate. Sirius and Remus watch from the staff table. Invited by Dumbledore as guests? "They did it," Remus says. "I knew they would," Sirius replies, voice thick with pride. After the feast, they meet privately. Sirius hugs Harry and Ron. "You were brilliant, both of you." "All three of us," Harry corrects. Pulls Hermione into the hug. "All three," Sirius agrees. "1 year down," Ron says. 6 more to go," Hermione adds. "You're ready," Remus says. "More than ready. We're Marauders," Harry says, grinning. "The new generation," Ron adds. "And we're just getting started," Hermione finishes. They board the Hogwarts Express the next morning, heading home, together. The first year complete. 6 more to come. The trio returns to Hogwarts, older, wiser, more confident. The Whispers follow them. There they are, the ones who fought Quirrell, defeated a troll at 11, stopped you-know-who. Harry ignores the fame. Ron thrives on the respect. Hermione focuses on studies. They're 12 now, second years. Mrs. Norris is found petrified. Filch's cat, stone still, eyes wide, frozen, on the wall, written in blood. The Chamber of Secrets has been opened. Enemies of the air, beware. Students panic. The trio investigates immediately. "The Chamber of Secrets," Hermione says in the library. "It's mentioned in Hogwarts. A history. Salazar Slytherin supposedly built it before leaving the school. Contains a monster meant to purge Muggleborns." "What kind of monster?" Ron asks. "The book doesn't say. Just a creature of terrible power." "Mrs. Norris wasn't killed," Harry observes. "Just petrified, what petrifies but doesn't kill." Hermione flips through books. Finds it. A basilisk, giant serpent. Its gaze kills instantly. But if you see it reflected or indirectly, it petrifies. "How does a 60-foot serpent hide in a castle?" Ron asks. "The pipes," Harry realizes. "It's moving through the plumbing system. They map the castle, track attacks, find patterns. All the attacks happen near bathrooms," Hermione notes. "Water pipes. The basilisk is traveling through them. But how does it know where to go?" Ron asks. "Someone's controlling it. The heir of Slytherin," Harry says. Harry starts hearing something. A voice. Cold, hissing. "Kill, rip, tear," he tells Ron and Hermione. "No one else hears it?" Ron asks. "No, just me." "Where does it come from? The walls, the ceiling?" "Everywhere." Hermione researches. "You're hearing parcel tongue, the language of snakes." "How can I speak snake? It's a rare gift, usually associated with Slytherin's line. But I'm not—" "Voldemort attacked you. Maybe he left more than a scar. They don't tell anyone else." "Not yet," but Harry listens to the voice, tracks it. "It's hunting," he tells them. "The basilisk. I can hear it moving through the pipes." Ginny Weasley is acting strange. She's 11, first year. Ron's sister in this timeline, raised separately by Bill and Charlie's families, but still a Weasley. Ron notices. Ginny's exhausted, jumpy. Something's wrong. They watch her. Hermione follows her one day, sees Ginny writing in a small black diary, sees the diary write back. That's not normal, Hermione reports. They investigate. Find the diary when Ginny throws it away in Moaning Myrtle's bathroom. Tom Marvolo Riddle. The cover says. Don't touch it, Hermione warns. Dark artifacts can be dangerous. They bring it to Dumbledore. His face goes grave. This is a Horcrux. A what? Harry asks. A piece of a soul. Tom Riddle, Lord Voldemort, created this 50 years ago. It's been possessing Ginny Weasley, using her to open the chamber. We need to destroy it, Ron says. We will. But first, we use it to stop the basilisk. To save Ginny. A message appears. Her skeleton will lie in the chamber forever. Ron is panicking. She's my sister. We have to save her. Dumbledore assembles a team. Himself. Snape. McGonagall. I'm coming, Harry says. You're 12, McGonagall starts. I'm a Parselmouth. I can open the chamber. You need me. Dumbledore considers. Nods. Very well, but you stay with us. They find the entrance in Moaning Myrtle's bathroom, a sink with a tiny snake engraved on the tap. Harry speaks. Open. Parseltongue hisses from his mouth. The sink splits. Reveals a massive pipe. They descend. The chamber is enormous. A cathedral of stone. Serpent statues everywhere. At the far end, Ginny, unconscious, dying standing over her. A teenage boy, translucent. A memory. Tom Riddle, Dumbledore says. Dumbledore, I wondered when you'd arrive. And you brought children. How sentimental. Release the girl. I'm using her life to restore my own. She's been writing in my diary for months, pouring her soul into me. Now I take it. You will not. Riddle laughs. I have the basilisk. What do you have? He speaks Parseltongue. The statue's mouth opens. The basilisk emerges. 60 feet of serpent, fangs dripping venom. Close your eyes, Dumbledore shouts. Fawkes appears. Phoenix, loyal, attacks the basilisk's eyes, blinds it with talons. McGonagall transfigures the floor into vines. They wrap around the serpent. Slow it. Snape casts severing charms, cuts scales, wounds it. Harry hears singing. The Sorting Hat appears, falls from above. He reaches inside, pulls out a sword, silver blade, rubies in the hilt. Gryffindor's sword. The castle recognizes you, Dumbledore says. You're worthy. Harry runs at the blind basilisk, doesn't think, just acts, drives the sword up through the roof of its mouth, into its brain. The basilisk shudders, dies. Tom Riddle screams, no. Dumbledore picks up the diary, takes a basilisk fang, stabs it, ink pours out like blood. The diary crumbles. Riddle dissolves, screaming. Ginny wakes, crying. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. I didn't know. You're safe now, Ron says, hugging her. The hospital wing. Ginny is recovering. Ron sits beside her. You saved me, Ginny says. We all did. Harry, Hermione, the professors, were family. Harry and Hermione are with Dumbledore in his office. The sword, Harry says. Why did it appear for me? Gryffindor's sword appears to worthy Gryffindors in times of need. You summoned it. The castle itself recognized your courage. But I'm not special. I'm just... You are Harry Potter, raised by good people, trained by Marauders, brave enough to face a basilisk. That makes you very special indeed. Will Voldemort come back? Hermione asks. Yes. He has other Horcruxes, pieces of his soul hidden throughout the world. We must find them, destroy them. We'll help, Harry says. When you're older, for now, rest. You've earned it. Gryffindor wins the House Cup again. The trio is famous now, heroes. But they don't let it go to their heads. 2 years down, Ron says on the train home. 5 more to go, Hermione adds. And Voldemort is still out there, Harry says quietly. Then we keep training, Ron says. Keep learning, Hermione agrees. Keep fighting, Harry finishes. They arrive at King's Cross. Sirius and Remus wait. Sirius hugs them. I heard. A basilisk. At 12 years old. We had help, Harry says. You always do. That's your strength. You don't fight alone. They go home to Grimmauld Place. Summer begins, and the training continues. Sirius gathers them in the study. You've fought monsters, dark wizards, basilisks. But there's a more dangerous enemy, the Ministry, Hermione asks. Cornelius Fudge is minister. He's corrupt. incompetent. He denies Voldemort's return, refuses to prepare. When Voldemort comes back at full power, the Ministry will fall, unless we act first. What do you want us to do? Ron asks. Learn politics? Learn law? Learn how power works, because when you're older, you'll need to change the system from within. Over the summer, Sirius teaches them Wisengamot procedures, legal precedents, political alliances. Remus teaches them history, past ministers, failed systems, revolutions. Hermione devours it. This is brilliant. We could reform werewolf rights, house elf liberation, muggle-born protection. Exactly, Remus says. But you need power first, respect, influence. We have that, Ron says. We're the kids who fought Voldemort twice. People listen to us. Then use it, Sirius says. They return to Hogwarts with a mission. Not just learning magic, learning leadership. They start small, form study groups, help younger students build alliances. Neville becomes their first recruit. Then Luna Lovegood, though she's a year younger, then others. By October, they have a network. 30 students. All houses. What are we doing? Neville asks. Preparing, Harry says, for the war that's coming. Remus visits Hogwarts, guest lecturer for Defense Against the Dark Arts. He reveals his lycanthropy publicly. I am a werewolf, he tells the students. But I am also a person, a teacher, a friend. Lycanthropy is a curse, not a crime. The students are shocked, but Harry, Ron, and Hermione stand with him. Professor Lupin is brilliant, Hermione says. He's taught us more about defense than any other professor. His condition doesn't change that. He's protected us, Harry adds. Raised us. He's family. The support spreads. Students sign a petition, demand werewolf rights legislation. It reaches the Ministry. Rita Skeeter writes about it. Hogwarts students demand justice for werewolves. Fudge is furious, but the public responds positively. Sirius uses his influence. As head of the ancient and noble House of Black, he has a Wisengamot seat. He brings Harry, Ron, and Hermione to a session. You'll observe, he says. Learn how this works. But during the session, Sirius calls them forward. I want the Wisengamot to hear from the future, from the children who will inherit our world. Hermione steps up, 13 years old. Confident, my name is Hermione Granger. I'm Muggle-born. When I was 6, Sirius Black found me doing accidental magic in a library. He could have ignored me, but he didn't. He gave me a family and education. A future, but not all Muggle-borns are that lucky. Many face discrimination, violence, erasure. We're asking for reform. Muggle-born protection services, anti-discrimination laws, equal rights. The Wisengamot murmurs, some supportive, some hostile. Ron speaks next. I'm Ron Weasley. My parents died fighting Death Eaters. I was raised by Sirius Black and Remus Lupin, a pureblood heir and a werewolf. They taught me that blood doesn't matter. Character does. If we don't change now, we'll fall when Voldemort returns. Because a divided society is a weak society. Harry speaks last. I'm Harry Potter, the boy who lived. I survived because my mother loved me, not because I'm powerful, not because I'm pureblood, because of love. That's what we're asking for. A society built on love, on equality, on justice. We're 13 years old, but we've fought monsters you can't imagine. We've survived horrors that would break most adults. And we're telling you change, now, or we'll do it ourselves when we're old enough. Silence. Then Amelia Bones stands, head of the Department of Magical Law Enforcement. I support their proposal. We draft legislation, we vote, we change. The tide shifts. Fudge resists. But public pressure is overwhelming. 3 laws pass. The werewolf registry is reformed, no longer used for discrimination. Wolfsbane potions subsidized by the Ministry. Muggle-born protection services created. Resources for magical children from non-magical families. Anti-Discrimination Act. Illegal to refuse employment or services based on blood status. It's not everything, but it's a start. The trio celebrates. We did it, Hermione says. First step, Ron says. More to come. When we're older, Harry adds, we'll change everything. Sirius and Remus watch from Grimmauld Place. They're not just warriors, Remus observes. No, Sirius agrees. They're revolutionaries. James would be proud. He would. The summer begins. Year 4 approaches, and with it, the Tri-Wizard Tournament. Grimmauld Place is different this summer. The trio is older now, 13 and 14. no longer children. Sirius watches them train in the courtyard. Their dueling has evolved. Faster. More lethal. Harry and Ron move in perfect synchronization. Years of the Marauder's oath have made their magic resonate. When Harry casts Protego, Ron's stupefy flows through the shield. Amplified. Enhanced. Hermione fights differently. Tactical. She creates mirrors with transfiguration, reflects curses back at opponents, uses the environment as a weapon. Again, Sirius commands. They reset, execute the Grimmauld Gambit, the formation they've perfected over years. Hermione creates a distraction, 3 spell chains in rapid succession, forces the training dummies to focus on defense. Harry and Ron flank simultaneously. Attack from opposing angles, the dummies can't block both. They fall. 4 seconds, Remus says, timing them. That's a new record. We can go faster, Ron says. You can, Sirius agrees. But speed isn't everything. What if you faced someone who could predict your movements? We adapt, Harry says. Change the formation mid-execution. Show me. They duel again. This time Sirius fights them. 1 adult wizard against 3 teenagers. It's not a fair fight. Sirius wins. But barely. They push him harder than they should be able to. You're ready, he says finally, breathing hard. More than ready. For what? Hermione asks. Whatever comes next. The Hogwarts Express is crowded, students buzzing with excitement. Did you hear? Seamus asks the trio. There's something big happening this year. My mum heard from the ministry. What kind of big? Ron asks. Dunno. But Dumbledore's been meeting with foreign delegations all summer. They find their usual compartment, marked Marauders 2. Neville joins them. He's grown, taller, more confident. 3 years of training with the trio has transformed him. I got a letter from Gran, Neville says. She said something about a tournament, Hermione asks. Before Neville can answer, the compartment door slides open. Fred and George Weasley enter. 6th years now. Still mischievous but battle-hardened from the DA training sessions. Little brother, Fred says. We need to talk. About what? Ron asks. The Triwizard Tournament, George says. It's coming to Hogwarts. What's that? Harry asks. Fred grins. Only the most dangerous magical competition in existence. 3 schools, 3 champions, 3 deadly tasks, glory eternal to the winner. Or death, George adds cheerfully. Lots of students have died competing. That sounds illegal, Hermione says. It was banned for centuries. Too dangerous. But they're bringing it back. With safety measures. Who competes, Ron asks. 1 champion per school. Age 17 and older. They're putting up an age line. Dumbledore's orders. The trio exchanges glances. We're 14, Harry says. Too young, for now, Ron adds quietly. The Great Hall is transformed. 2 additional tables, students from Beauxbatons and Durmstrang fill them. The Goblet of Fire sits in the entrance hall. Blue flames dancing. Beautiful. Deadly. Dumbledore explains the rules. Age restrictions 17 and older. Binding magical contract. Anyone wishing to compete must write their name on parchment and drop it into the goblet. The goblet will choose the worthiest candidates. Students buzz with excitement. Older students already planning their entries. The trio watches from the Gryffindor table. We could get around the age line, Ron says quietly. Aging potion, polyjuice. Dozens of ways. We're not entering, Hermione says firmly. We're too young. The tasks are designed for adult wizards. We've fought Voldemort twice, Harry argues. Killed a basilisk at 12. We're not normal 14-year-olds. Exactly, which is why people would accuse us of cheating, of using fame to bypass the rules. We stay out of this. Ron and Harry exchange looks. Hermione is right. They know she's right. But the desire to compete burns anyway. Over the next weeks, students enter. Names submitted. Victor Crumb. Durmstrang's champion, international Quidditch star. 17. Confident Fleur de la Cour. Beauxbatons champion, Partvila. 17. Graceful and deadly Cedric Diggory. Hogwarts champion, Hufflepuff. 17. Popular and skilled. The champions are chosen. The tournament begins. The trio watches from the sidelines. Supporting Cedric, but wishing they could compete. The first task arrives. Dragons. The champions must retrieve a golden egg from nesting dragons. The trio sits in the stands, watching. Victor Crumb faces the Chinese fireball, uses a conjunctivitis curse to blind it, retrieves the egg. Brutal but effective. Fleur faces the Welsh green, uses charm magic to entrance it, Nearly works, but the dragon breaks free. She barely escapes with the egg. Cedric faces the Swedish short snout, transfigures a rock into a dog, distracts the dragon. Clever. All 3 champions succeed. All 3 are injured. We could have done better, Ron mutters. Probably, Harry agrees. Definitely, Hermione says. But we're not competing. Remember? They remember. But it doesn't stop the frustration. The second task, the lake. Champions must rescue something precious from the Merpeople village. 1 hour underwater. The trio watches again. Victor rescues Hermione. She was taken as his most precious thing. He's been watching her all year. Admiring her intelligence, Hermione doesn't know how to feel about being used as bait. But she's safe. Fleur tries to rescue her sister. Fails. Panics. Withdrawn from the task, Cedric rescues Cho Chang, successfully. Harry watches Victor surface with Hermione. Feels something complicated. Not jealousy exactly. Just awareness. You okay? Ron asks. Fine, Harry says. He's been staring at her for months, Ron observes. I noticed. You going to do something about it? Like what? I don't know. You tell me. Harry doesn't answer. Just watches Hermione towel off, laughing with Victor about the underwater experience. The third task, the maze, hedges 20 feet tall, obstacles hidden within. The Triwizard Cup at the center. The champions enter. The crowd watches on magical screens showing their progress. Victor encounters a blast-ended Scroot, defeats it with fire. Cedric faces a Sphinx, answers her riddle correctly. They race toward the center, reach the cup simultaneously. Together, Cedric suggests. Hogwarts tie. Victor considers. Nods. Honor in sharing. They touch the cup together. The crowd erupts. Duel winners unprecedented. The Triwizard tournament ends. No deaths. No disasters. But as the celebration continues, Dumbledore's expression is grave. He pulls the trio aside later, privately. Voldemort attempted to interfere, to turn the cup into a portkey to kidnap Harry. They go cold. How do you know? Harry asks. Because I've been monitoring the goblet, monitoring the tasks. I detected the tampering. Barty Crouch Jr. was disguised as Mad-Eye Moody, working for Voldemort. I caught him before he could execute the plan. Where is he now? Ron asks. Azkaban, under maximum security. But Harry, this means Voldemort is moving, planning. He will return soon. We must prepare. We've been preparing our whole lives, Hermione says. I know, but now it becomes real. The Ministry denies everything. Cornelius Fudge insists Voldemort is gone, dead, finished. He refuses to mobilize, refuses to prepare. He's a fool, Sirius says, reading the Daily Prophet at breakfast. Barty Crouch Jr. confessed under Veritaserum, admitted Voldemort is gathering strength, and Fudge ignores it. Then we prepare without him, Remus says. How? Harry asks. Sirius looks at the trio, 15 years old now, no longer children, warriors. We go public, form the Order of the Phoenix officially, let people know what's coming. The Ministry will fight us, Hermione says. Let them. We have credibility. We have Harry Potter, the boy who lived. They can't ignore you. Over the summer, they organize. Sirius uses his black family connections, contacts old allies, warns them. Remus recruits quietly. Werewolves who trust him, outcasts who need purpose. The trio trains harder, longer, preparing for war. Harry completes his animagus transformation. Years of meditation finally culminate. He becomes a phoenix. Fire and wings and rebirth. The transformation is agonizing, beautiful, transcendent. When he shifts back to human, Sirius is crying. Your mother would be so proud. Ron completes his transformation the same summer. A lion, golden mane, powerful Lionheart, Sirius says. The name fits. Hermione hasn't completed hers yet. Still meditating, still searching for her form. I'm close, she says. I can feel it. An otter, clever, resourceful, just like Sirius said. You'll get there, Harry assures her. 5th year begins under a shadow. Dolores Umbridge arrives. Ministry appointee, senior undersecretary to the minister. She's short, toad-like. Wears pink, speaks in a girlish voice that makes Harry's skin crawl. The ministry believes Hogwarts has become too focused on practical magic. Umbridge announces in her first Defense Against the Dark Arts lesson, we will be studying theory only. Wand usage is prohibited. That's mental, Ron says. How do we learn defense without practicing, Mr. Weasley? Detention. The Ministry knows best. The students are outraged, but Umbridge has authority. Fudge is backing. She begins interfering, monitoring classes, restricting magic, installing educational decrees. By October, she's named High Inquisitor, given power to inspect and dismiss professors. She's taking over the school, Hermione says. We need to fight back, Harry says. How? Neville asks. We teach ourselves. That night, the trio organizes a meeting. Room of requirement. 30 students arrive. All years. All houses. Dumbledore's army, Hermione announces. We're forming a student defense organization. We'll teach practical magic, real combat training, everything Umbridge is denying us. Who's going to teach us? A Ravenclaw asks. Harry steps forward. We will. Ron, Hermione, and me. We've been trained by Sirius Black and Remus Lupin since we were children. We've fought Voldemort twice, killed a basilisk. We know what we're doing. This is illegal, someone protests. So is denying students the right to defend themselves, Ron counters. Voldemort is coming back. When he does, do you want to be helpless or ready? They vote. Unanimous. The DA is formed. Over the next months, they train. Harry teaches offensive magic. Ron teaches tactics and strategy. Hermione teaches theory and counter curses. Neville flourishes. Luna becomes surprisingly skilled. Even students who struggled before improve rapidly. You're good teachers, Luna observes. Better than most professors. We have good material, Harry says. Umbridge discovers the DA. A student betrays them, Marietta Edgecombe. Under pressure from her ministry-employed mother, Umbridge raids the room of requirement, catches them mid-training. Illegal student organization. All of you are expelled. You can't expel us, Hermione says calmly. Dumbledore is still headmaster, only he has that authority. We'll see about that. She drags them to Dumbledore's office. Fudge is there, waiting. Headmaster, Fudge says. These students have been running a paramilitary organization under your nose. This is grounds for your dismissal. They've been learning defense, Dumbledore replies mildly. Hardly a crime. They've been preparing for a war that isn't happening. The war is already here, Cornelius. You simply refuse to see it. Fudge's face purples. I'm removing you as headmaster, effective immediately. You don't have that authority. The Board of Governors does. And they agree with me. Dumbledore stands, calm, unruffled. Very well. But when Voldemort reveals himself, remember this moment. Remember that you chose ignorance over preparation. He walks out. Umbridge smiles. I'm the new headmistress. The school descends into chaos. Late at night, the trio meets in secret. We need to act, Ron says. Dumbledore is gone. Umbridge is destroying the school. What can we do? Neville asks. He's part of their inner circle now. We fight, Harry says, but smart. Coordinated, they plan. The DA becomes a resistance movement. Students sabotage Umbridge's authority. Small acts of defiance, graffiti, spell malfunction, making her life difficult. Umbridge retaliates. Harsh punishments. Detentions with blood quills. Harry returns from one detention with words carved into his hand. I must not tell lies. Hermione sees, goes pale. She tortured you. It's fine. It's not fine. We're escalating. They do. The resistance intensifies, then everything changes. A vision hits Harry. Sudden. Overwhelming. The Department of Mysteries. Ministry of Magic. Voldemort torturing Sirius. He has, Sirius, Harry gasps. At the Ministry, we have to go. It could be a trap, Hermione warns. I don't care. That's Sirius. They mobilize. Harry, Ron, Hermione, Neville, Luna, Ginny. 6 students against Voldemort's forces. They travel via Thestral to London, break into the Ministry. The Department of Mysteries is dark, silent, ominous. They find the Hall of Prophecy, thousands of glowing orbs, and waiting for them, Death Eaters. Lucius Malfoy, Bellatrix Lestrange, Anton and Dolohov, others. The Potter boy Lucius Smears. Harry demands, not here, it was a vision, planted by the Dark Lord. You fell for it. Then what do you want? The prophecy, the one about you and the Dark Lord. Take it down, give it to me. Harry sees it, his name and Voldemort's on the label. He grabs it. The Death Eaters attack. The battle erupts. 6 students against 12 Death Eaters. It should be a massacre. But the students fight as a unit. Years of DA training, years of Marauder tactics. Hermione creates mirror shields, reflects curses back. Ron coordinates attacks, calls formations, directs the team. Neville fights with desperate courage. Holding the line, Luna's unusual magic confuses Death Eaters. Unpredictable, effective, Ginny casts with fury. Protecting her brother, Harry leads. Phoenix Animagus instincts making him fearless. They're holding. Barely. Then the Order of the Phoenix arrives. Sirius, Remus, Mad-Eye Moody, Kingsley Shacklebolt, Tonks. The tide turns. Sirius duels Bellatrix Lestrange. Cousin against cousin. You always were weak, Sirius, Bellatrix cackles. And you were always mad, they duel. Vicious, personal. Bellatrix casts a curse, aimed at Sirius's chest. He dodges. Barely. Retaliates, his spell hits her wand. Disarms her. You lose, Sirius says. Before Bellatrix can respond, Remus stuns her. The Death Eaters fall, one by one, but Voldemort arrives. Tall, pale, red eyes gleaming, fully corporeal now, resurrected through dark magic. Harry Potter, Voldemort hisses. We meet again. Dumbledore apparates into the chamber. Tom, the duel begins. Dumbledore versus Voldemort, the two greatest wizards alive. Water becomes serpents. Fire becomes shields. Glass becomes daggers. The Ministry atrium becomes a battlefield. Harry watches, awestruck, terrified. Voldemort notices him, sends a killing curse. Dumbledore blocks it. You will not harm him. He is mine. The prophecy says so. The prophecy says you marked him as your equal. It says nothing about victory. The duel intensifies. Finally, Voldemort realizes he cannot win. Not here, not now. He flees. Disapparates. Silence falls. Ministry employees emerge. Witnesses they saw everything. Cornelius Fudge arrives. Sees Voldemort's departure. Goes white. He's back, Fudge whispers. You know who is back. Yes, Dumbledore says. And you refuse to prepare. How many will die because of your cowardice? Fudge has no answer. Fudge resigns in disgrace. Amelia Bones becomes Minister of Magic. Her first act officially recognized the Order of the Phoenix. You saved lives, she tells Dumbledore. The Ministry will support you fully. The Order goes public. Recruiting, training, preparing. Harry, Ron, and Hermione become the youngest members, 15 years old. Veterans of 2 wars already, the Daily Prophet runs their photos. Teen heroes fight Death Eaters. Public reaction is divided. Some praise their courage. Others condemn putting children in danger. Harry doesn't care. Voldemort is back. We don't have time for politics. Training intensifies. Sirius and Remus push them harder. Advanced dueling, tactics, strategy, everything. Hermione finally completes her animagus transformation. An otter. Just as she predicted, she shifts. Playful, clever, perfect. The Marauders are complete, Sirius says, watching all 3 in their animal forms. A phoenix, a lion, an otter. Now we finish this war. The war escalates. Voldemort attacks openly now. Death Eaters raid Muggle villages. Ministry officials are murdered. The Order fights back. But they're outnumbered. Dumbledore reveals the truth about Horcruxes. Voldemort split his soul into 7 pieces. To achieve immortality, we must find them. Destroy them. How many are left? Harry asks. 5. The diary is destroyed. We know where some are, but not all. The Horcrux hunt begins, not as a secret mission, as a family operation. Dumbledore, Sirius, Remus, Harry, Ron, Hermione together, they track each one. The locket in the cave, retrieved through teamwork. Dumbledore drinks the potion. The others fight the Inferi. They succeed. The cup in Gringotts. Hermione as Bellatrix using Polyjuice. Harry and Ron as backup. Dumbledore outside providing magical support. The diadem in the room of requirement. Found through research, destroyed with fiend fire controlled carefully. Nagini, the hardest, Voldemort's pet snake. His Horcrux, they set a trap. Fake a vulnerability at Hogwarts. Voldemort sends Nagini to scout. Neville is waiting, Gryffindor's sword in hand. One strike, the snake dies. That leaves only one. The piece in Harry's scar. Dumbledore explains privately, when Voldemort tried to kill you, his soul was unstable. A fragment attached to you, the scar is a Horcrux. Harry absorbs this. So I have to die, No, you have to choose to sacrifice yourself, but you won't die. Voldemort used your blood to resurrect himself. Your blood in his veins will anchor you to life. The killing curse will destroy the Horcrux. You will survive? You're sure? I believe. That's all I can offer. Harry tells Ron and Hermione. They're in the room of requirement, private. There has to be another way, Hermione says, crying. There isn't. But Dumbledore thinks I'll survive. Thinks, not knows. It's enough. Ron grips his shoulder. We're with you. Whatever happens, I know. Voldemort attacks Hogwarts with everything. Death Eaters, Giants, Acromantulas, Dementors, the largest army of darkness in a century. Hogwarts mobilizes. Dumbledore activates every ward, every defense. Minerva rallies the professors. The Order of the Phoenix stands ready. The students refuse to evacuate. 5th years and above, stay, fight. The DA, hundreds strong now, trained, ready. The battle begins at dawn. Voldemort's voice echoes magically across the grounds. Give me Harry Potter, I will spare the school. Dumbledore's response is equally loud. You will have to go through all of us, Tom, and I promise you will not succeed. The army attacks. Giants smash the outer walls. Death Eaters breach the gates. Acromantulas swarm. Dementors descend. But Hogwarts fights back. Minerva animates the castle's defenses, stone soldiers, animated armor. The castle itself becomes a weapon. The students cast Patronuses. Hundreds of silver animals drive back Dementors. Hagrid leads creatures from the forest. Thestrals. Centaurs. Even some Acromantulas loyal to Aragog's memory. The battle is chaos. Beautiful. Terrible. Harry, Ron, and Hermione fight together. The Grimmauld gambit perfected over years. Hermione creates distractions, mirrors, shields, environmental weapons, Ron coordinates, calls formations, directs students like chess pieces. Harry leads the charge, Phoenix Animagus making him fearless. They're unstoppable, Death Eaters fall, giants collapse, the tide shifts, but Voldemort targets Harry directly. Face me, Potter. End this. Harry transforms. Phoenix form flies toward Voldemort. They meet in the courtyard. Voldemort casts the killing curse. Harry shifts to human form, accepts it. Green light. Harry falls. Silence. Voldemort laughs. The boy who lived is dead. Harry Potter is no more. But then Harry's eyes open. He stands. Voldemort's red eyes widen. Impossible. You used my blood. You tethered me to life. You made your own defeat inevitable. The battle resumes. But now everyone sees. Harry survived. Again. Hope spreads through the defenders. Voldemort screams, casts the killing curse again. Harry raises his wand. Expelliarmus, the spells meet. Priori incantatem, but this time, Harry has backup. Ron pours magic into Harry. Hermione does the same. Dumbledore, Sirius, Remus, Minerva. The golden thread overwhelms the green light. Voldemort's wand flies from his hand. He's wandless, mortal, vulnerable. Dumbledore steps forward. It's over, Tom. Voldemort tries to run, but Minerva transfigures the ground. Vines wrap his legs. Sirius stuns him. Remus binds him. What do we do with him? Harry asks. Dumbledore considers. We cannot kill him in cold blood, but we cannot let him escape. The Dementors kiss, Amelia Bones suggests. She's arrived with Aurors. Soul removal. He becomes an empty shell. It's decided. Voldemort is taken to Azkaban. The kiss administered Tom Riddle's soul is destroyed utterly. The war is over. They won, but not without loss. Fred Weasley died protecting students. A wall collapsed. He saved 5 first years. Remus Lupin died fighting Dolohov, killed protecting the younger fighters. Colin Creevey died defending the gates, brave to the last. 50 others, students, professors, order members. The funerals take weeks, the grief longer. But slowly, the wizarding world heals. Harry becomes an Auror, head of the department by age 25. His specialty, hunting remaining Death Eaters, reforming magical law enforcement. Ron joins him, second in command, the strategist who makes the plans work. Hermione enters politics, elected to the Wizengamot at 23. Her platform, equality, reform, justice. By 2005, she's Minister of Magic. Youngest in history, her first acts transform the ministry. Werewolf rights legislation. Remus didn't die for nothing. House Elf Liberation. Freedom for those who want it. Muggle-born protection, expanded, resources, support, integration. The reforms face opposition, but Hermione is relentless. We didn't fight a war to maintain the old systems, she says in her inaugural speech. We fought to build something better. Sirius Black is 60 years old. He sits in Grimmauld Place, reading the Daily Prophet. The headline, Minister Granger passes Comprehensive Magical Equality Act. He smiles, proud. A knock at the door. Harry enters. 30 years old now. Scarred but strong. Sirius, we need your help. What's wrong? Nothing. Everything's right for once. We're dedicating a memorial for those who died. We want you there. They travel to Hogwarts. The memorial is in the courtyard. 50 trees, one for each life lost. Fred Weasley, Remus Lupin, Colin Creevey. All the others. Students tend the garden. Remember. Honor. Sirius stands before Remus's tree, touches the bark. We did it, Moony, he whispers. We raised them right. Ron appears beside him, 30 years old, confident, a leader. You did more than raise us. You gave us a family, a purpose, everything. Your parents would be proud, Sirius says. Arthur and Molly, they'd be so proud of the man you've become. I hope so. Hermione joins them, Minister of Magic Robes, but still the girl who loved books. The dedication is starting. They walk to the ceremony together, the Marauders and their guardians. Dumbledore speaks, still alive, 117 years old, frail but present. We honor those who fell, we remember their sacrifice, and we vow to build a world worthy of their loss. The crowd is silent, respectful. After the ceremony, the trio sits under a tree. 29 years, Harry says, since Sirius captured Peter, since the Burrow attack, since we became brothers. Best decision anyone ever made, Ron says. Raising us together, Hermione asks. Choosing family over blood, Harry clarifies. They sit in comfortable silence. Platform 9 3/4. Harry and Ginny are there with their children, James, Albus, Lily. Ron and Hermione with Rose and Hugo. The next generation, Sirius and Remus, would have loved this. But Remus is gone, died in the war. Sirius is 77 now. Still sharp, still present. He watches James Potter II board the train. Named for his grandfather, he looks like his namesake, Sirius tells Harry. He acts like him too. Arrogant, brave, kind underneath. You raised him well. We raised him the way you raised us, with love, with training, with family. The train whistle blows, children wave, parents wave back. Harry stands with Ron and Hermione, 37 years old, veterans of wars. Leaders of the new world. We did okay, Ron says. Better than okay, Hermione corrects. We changed everything, Harry finishes. They watch the train disappear. Sirius puts his arms around them, still their guardian, still their father in all the ways that matter. James and Lily would be proud, he says quietly. Arthur and Molly too. Hell, even Remus, wherever he is. You became more than we ever hoped, because you gave us a chance, Harry says. We gave yourselves everything else. They stand together, the family built on choice, on sacrifice, on brotherhood. The Marauders' legacy lives on, not through blood, through the lives they touched, the world they changed, and that makes all the difference. 10 years later, Grimmauld Place. 10 years later, 2027. Sirius Black is 87, dying, not from violence, just time. Harry, Ron, and Hermione sit beside his bed. I'm ready, Sirius says, voice weak but clear. I've lived longer than I deserved. Don't say that, Harry protests. It's true. I was supposed to die in Azkaban, or hunting Horcruxes, or in the war. But I got to see you grow up. All three of you got to see you change the world. That's more than enough. We couldn't have done it without you, Hermione says. Crying, you could have, but I'm glad you didn't have to. Ron grips his hand. Thank you for everything. For giving us a family when we had nothing. Thank you for letting me be part of yours. Sirius looks at each of them, the children he raised, the warriors he shaped. I'm so proud of you, all of you. You became everything I hoped, more than I imagined. We love you, Harry says. I know. I love you too. My sons, my daughter, my family. His eyes close, his breathing slows. He dies surrounded by love. The funeral is massive. The entire wizarding world mourns. But for Harry, Ron, and Hermione, it's personal. They bury him next to Remus, in the memorial garden at Hogwarts. Two Marauders, together again. At the funeral, Harry speaks. Sirius Black was many things: heir to an ancient house, convicted criminal, exonerated hero, member of the Order of the Phoenix. But to us, he was Padfoot. He was Dad. He was the man who chose us when he didn't have to, who raised us when it would have been easier to walk away, who gave us a family when we had none. He taught us that blood doesn't make family. Choice does. Love does. And because of him, we learned to choose each other, to fight together, to never stand alone. The Marauders are gone now, all of them. But their legacy lives on, in us, in our children, in the world we're building. Thank you, Sirius, for everything. We'll take it from here. The crowd is silent. Then someone starts clapping. Slowly, others join. The applause builds. A standing ovation, not for Sirius's death, for his life, for the family he built. The legacy he left. Harry, Ron, and Hermione stand together. Brothers and sister, not by blood, by choice, the way it should be. The way the Marauders intended. And somewhere, in whatever comes after, Sirius Black smiles. His work is done, his family is safe, the world is better, and that's all he ever wanted. Let us know what you'd like to see next. The end.